March 1993. A bus is driving down a rainy highway in Wales. Inside sits a family, finally free after years of confinement. But then, something terrifying happens. Two 30-year-old women, identical twins, are sitting next to each other. Suddenly, one of them leans her head heavily onto the other's shoulder. Her eyes go blank, her breathing stops. By the time they reach the hospital, she is pronounced dead. The doctors are baffled. There are no drugs in her system, no signs of violence, no poison. Her heart just stopped. But the surviving twin wasn't surprised. In fact, just a few days earlier, they had made a chilling entry in their secret diary. It read, "I'm going to die. We've decided. This is not a ghost story. This is the true disturbing case of June and Jennifer Gibbons, two sisters who loved each other so much they became a single soul, and who hated each other so much that one of them had to die so the other could finally live." Chapter 1. The Pact of Silence. To understand the death, we have to understand the silence. Born in 1963, June and Jennifer were inseparable from birth. But as they grew up, their parents noticed something strange. They didn't just play together, they mirrored each other. If one picked up a fork, the other did too. Identical movements, identical timing. By the time they entered school, they had stopped speaking to the outside world entirely. Not a word to their teachers, not a word to other children. Eventually they stopped speaking even to their own parents. But alone in their bedroom, it was a different story. They weren't silent at all. They spoke rapidly, a high-speed, chirping language that sounded like birdsong. Linguists later realized it was a mixture of Barbadian slang and English, spoken so fast that no one else could decode it. This is a phenomenon known as cryptophagia, a secret language shared only by twins. But for June and Jennifer, it wasn't just a language, it was a fortress. They created a world where only the two of them existed. A world that was about to turn incredibly dark. Chapter 2. The Shadow. Worried by their behavior, doctors made a fatal mistake. They decided to separate them. They sent June to a boarding school far away from Jennifer. The result was catastrophic. Both girls went catatonic. They froze. They stopped moving completely. It was as if their batteries had been removed. The doctors had no choice but to reunite them. But when they came back together, something shifted. Their bond turned toxic. They locked themselves in their bedroom for years. They played strange games with dolls, recording elaborate stories on a tape recorder. But soon, they started writing diaries. And thanks to these diaries, we know exactly what was happening inside their minds. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was a war. In one entry, Jennifer wrote, "June is a long, dark shadow. She is my enemy. We have become a fatal attraction in each other's eyes. I want to be alone, but I am deceiving myself. Can I get rid of my own shadow? Without my shadow, would I die? Without my shadow, would I gain life?" They were trapped. They loved each other obsessively, but they also felt that one was draining the life force of the other. Chapter 3. Descent into Madness. In their late teens, the silence wasn't enough. They wanted the world to notice them. They tried to become famous authors. They wrote novels, disturbing, violent stories about crime and passion. But publishers rejected them. Frustrated and desperate for attention, the silent twins turned to crime. It started with petty theft, then vandalism, finally, arson. They burned down a tractor dealership. When the police arrested them, they didn't speak. They just looked at each other. The court system didn't know what to do with them. Because they refused to communicate, they weren't sent to a normal prison. They were labeled psychopaths and sent to Broadmoor Hospital. Broadmoor isn't just a hospital, it is a high-security psychiatric facility for Britain's most dangerous serial killers and rapists. June and Jennifer were 19 years old. They would spend the next 11 years in this living hell. Chapter 4. The Ultimate Sacrifice. Life inside Broadmoor was brutal. They were medicated heavily with antipsychotic drugs, which blurred their vision and dulled their minds. But the core problem remained. They believed they could not live while the other survived. As long as they were together, they were mute, trapped in their childhood pact. In 1993, finally a transfer was approved. They were to be moved to a lower security clinic closer to their family. They were going to be partially free, but Jennifer told her lawyer something strange before the trip. She said, "Marjorie, I'm going to have to die, because we've decided." The lawyer thought she was joking. She wasn't. The twins had come to a logical, terrifying conclusion. For one of them to have a normal life, to fall in love, to speak, to breathe, the connection had to be severed, and the only way to break the connection was death. Chapter 5: The Aftermath. Which brings us back to that bus in March 1993. Jennifer Gibbons died at the age of 29. The autopsy revealed she died of acute myocarditis, inflammation of the heart. But here is the mystery. There was no viral infection, no drugs, no poison. Her heart simply gave out, exactly when she said it would. It was as if she willed her own heart to stop beating. But the most chilling part is what happened next. Days after her sister's death, June Gibbons began to speak, clearly, fluently, to strangers. She was interviewed shortly after the funeral. She didn't sound devastated. She sounded relieved. She reportedly said, "I'm free at last, liberated, and at last Jennifer has given up her life for me." Conclusion. Today June lives a quiet life in Wales. She speaks to her neighbors, she is independent, the curse is broken. But on Jennifer's headstone, there is a poem written by June. It reads, "We once were two, we two made one. We no more two, through life be one." It leaves us with a terrifying question. Was this just a tragic medical coincidence, or is the human mind powerful enough to flip a switch and turn off life, just to save someone else? Thank you for watching. If you want more stories about the dark side of human psychology, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.